morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. It is 6:28 in the morning on a Saturday, March 19th, 2022. Yep, and I get up on a Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning because I don't know. I don't know why. I could have slept in and I could have given myself some rest and skipped doing a show today, but I didn't because I'm at the age now where I just don't need an alarm clock. I just get up. It's weird. It's really weird. But you know what? I'm glad I did because I got up and I started digging around, about some stuff I wanted to talk about because I have like a laundry list of things I want to talk about. And I discovered a new project like immediately. And then I started going down a rabbit hole, and I was like, man, I better just turn on the camera before I go any further with this so I can just like discover this live with you guys. So yeah, I'm Eureka John. This is episode number 432 of my podcast, aka morning video blog, brain dump, crypto brain dump, and everything that I'm learning in crypto, I do live on camera and on through the mic if you're listening on the audio podcast with you. And figuring this out as I go along. And that's the whole premise of the show, is that we are all new in this. Nobody really knows exactly what is going on. This is all a sandbox, an experimental place to play. And we are building the plane as we are flying it with the metaverse, with NFTs, with crypto, with blockchain technology, and all that stuff. It is a really exciting time to be in the crypto space, and exciting time for the internet in general. I was young. I was a kid whenever the internet first came out in the 90s. Yeah, but I remember, the whole .com bubble. I remember the browser wars and all that stuff. And you know, it, it seemed pretty cool, but it seemed so far away. But I mean, I was that kid who would, actually use the Encarta disc. I don't know if you remember Encarta, but that was the digitized encyclopedia. I still have some old 1950s encyclopedias over there in the corner of my room that were my grandparents, the Funk and Wagner's encyclopedias. But Funk and Wagnalls. And every once in a while, if I want to look up like the perspectives of somebody from the 50s on particular topics, I'll go look up the Funk and Wagnalls, and then in the 90s I had that Encarta digital, because my dad and my mom, they were always like really interested in technology, and we had a good computer at the house, and we had the Encarta encyclopedia, and I would go thumb through all that because I always like to learn. And then now we have and then the internet came about, and then now we have blockchain technology and Web 3.0, all this information at our fingertips. And then now the information before, the way the internet works is it creates copies of all the information on all the servers. And then Bitcoin came around, and you can't necessarily, because whenever you make an email, you send an email, there's a copy of it on your server, and then there's a copy of it on the other person's server. But with money, you can't do that. You can't create copies of the money, because then there'd be so much money in the world that it wouldn't be money anymore, right? And that's kind of what's happening now with the inflation. But and this the money printer go burr. But Bitcoin was invented, and it created a way to create a unique token that represented money that can be transferred person to person, much like you're transferring a $5 and $10 bill. And then smart contracts were built, and Ethereum was born, and NFTs were born. And so that created a unique digital item that can be transferred and ownership transferred from one person to another person. And a lot of people think that this is just about JPEGs, and it's not. This is a huge paradigm shift of complete digital ownership where there are no other copies. Yeah, sure, you can right click and save, but you know what? AI is being developed, bots are being developed. You won't be able to use that right click and save JPEG for much longer. It's things are moving in that direction, and the technology is refining itself. And like I said, we are building the plane as we are flying, and it's a really exciting time to be alive. Well, a lot of people are jumping on this NFT bandwagon and on the crypto bandwagon now that they're starting to realize the value of it and decentralized protocols that eliminate the middlemen. So if you are a middle person, some kind of underwriter, some middleman, middlewoman in for a career, you better watch out, because blockchain technology is coming for your lunch, and it's allowing opportunities for people to go into decentralized finance, to eliminate the accredited investor, for anybody to be able to manage their own finances. and then for digital artists and creators to be able to interact directly with their fans without all these middle people in there, and to be able to receive besides maybe like a transaction fee, all the profits, so it's really liberating. And right now we are kind of at a crux between being completely decentralized and then the centralization authorities trying to create their own closed blockchain systems that require a central bank digital currency and a social credit system. So it could either be really good or really bad, and there's not a whole lot in between going on right now. And we see this constant battle, just bam, 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 back and forth, and there's this flux and this constriction and this release between the two powers, decentralization and centralization, happening right now. And it's a super exciting time to be alive, and you see it in some way, shape, or form all over the news. Okay, so anyway, regarding NFTs, my wife sent me a text yesterday while I was at work, and she is so into Dolly Parton. Like majorly into Dolly Parton. I mean, we have a painting in the entryway to our garage that's like 3 Dolly Parton heads in the style of Andy Warhol-ish type of thing, and not really Andy Warhol, but it's kind of has echoes of Andy Warhol, yeah, and some other type of paint styles. I'm not an art critic, so I can't really identify the style. But and then we have a picture of Saint Dolly in our upstairs bathroom. We have a Dolly and Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton record near our record collection. She's really into Dolly. Like, she tries to live by the Dolly mantra, and which is fine. Like, my wife's a good woman, and Dolly, I think Dolly Parton, I've seen her up on stage in Austin, and she went for I don't know, I think maybe 2-3 hours straight, something like that. She must have changed clothes like 10 times, and she played about 10 different instruments. At the age of, like, back then, I was like 8 years ago, maybe she was like 71 or something. I don't know, but yeah, and a lot of people do good things and do bad things in life, and people move forward. And Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson, for that matter, have both seemed to be two of those people that I think we try to emulate in some way, shape, or form, without completely venerating people and putting them up on a pedestal, because nobody's perfect. But they do a good job. But anyway, yeah. So my wife loves Dolly Parton, and she didn't know Dolly Parton was going to be playing at South by Southwest. And Dolly Parton is playing it. So she played at South by Southwest last night. And but the reason she sent me the text is because sometimes a lot of her friends know that her husband is into NFTs and crypto, and they think it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's into that scam, that Ponzi, and all that stuff. And she sometimes hears that, people say, oh, it's just, I talked to some very well-connected people, and they say that it's all BS. Yeah, okay. Then let's see. Let's go take a look at this. Welcome to Dollyverse. Global superstar Dolly Parton and best-selling author James Patterson are now dropping limited edition NFTs of Dolly's new album Run Rose Run, and streaming a live video performance on the blockchain at South by Southwest. Join us here on Friday, March 18th, yesterday evening, in an unforgettable Web3 experience powered by Blockchain Creative Labs and Eluvio. Creative wallet now for access. So there's a lot going on here. First of all, we didn't know Dolly was playing at South by Southwest. I would have jumped in and watched the live streaming along with my wife, but we were just exhausted and we had to put the kids to bed. So that's what happens whenever you have kids. Maybe one day the kids will be grown and we'll get to go do stuff like this again. But for right now, we are on kid probation. Blockchain. This is brought to you by Blockchain Creative Labs and South by Southwest 2022. And let's just take a quick look at this trailer. And they had the live stream an NFT drop. So this trailer is pretty cool, I think. As cool as Dolly Parton and James Patterson can get, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Put on my jeans, my favorite shirt, pull up my boots,
million records.
Well, he's the best-selling author on the planet.
And she's the queen of country music.
We wondered what would happen if we put our heads together, that's corny, and the result is our new novel, Run, Rose, Run. It's a book, it's an album, and some lucky people can get the album as a limited edition NFT from our friends at Blockchain Creative Labs.
Come join us at South by Southwest, where we'll discuss the secrets of our new mystery.
And I'll be playing live for the very first time at South by Southwest and streaming it on Blockchain. It all happens when March the 18th.
And we can't wait to see all our fans in Austin.
And I second that emotion.
So it's really weird to hear Dolly say NFT. First of all, NFT. Like, I don't know, in blockchain, so it's pretty cool, honestly. So, I did what I would naturally do. I went in there into the marketplace and I bought the NFTs. What can I say? And let's see here. Let me go to the right tab. So let's go take a look at this marketplace. I thought I had the damn tab open. Well, boy, I'll tell you what. So here's the South by Southwest article for it. Welcome to Dollyverse. Dolly Parton to drop limited edition NFTs at South by Southwest. Leading up to the eagerly awaited releases of her original novel, Run, Rose, Run, co-written and best-selling author James Patterson, and its companion music album, global superstar rock and Hall of Fame nominee Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton turned down her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. She said she wasn't worthy. Maybe she, she's not really rock and roll. She's country. So, she knows who she is and what she does, and she's not trying to be anything else, and she's not, so it is what it is. I think that's very admirable. Anyway, she's partnering with Fox Entertainment's Blockchain Creative Labs. I didn't know Blockchain Creative Labs was with Fox Entertainment. Interesting. To launch Dollyverse in an audience-centric Web3 experience at South by Southwest starting next week. So Dolly is right now. Parton will make her first ever appearance at South by Southwest on March 18th, last night, beginning with a conversation with James Patterson about the project at ACL Live at Moody Theater, moderated by Emmy and Golden Globe Award nominee Connie Britton, on 911, Nashville, Friday Night Lights. Following the conversation, Parton will give a live performance featuring songs from Run, Rose, Run, set to drop on March 7th, along with a few of her hits. Dolly Parton's participation in South by Southwest fulfills one of our longtime goals, and we're absolutely ecstatic to have her involved in this year's event in such a unique way, said Hugh Forrest, Chief Programming Officer for South by Southwest. Beyond her legendary status in the music industry, Dolly embodies the South by Southwest spirit as she extends her unique brand of creativity across many verticals. Most importantly, Dolly serves as an inspirational and unifying role model for millions of fans spanning different ages, occupations, and viewpoints from all over the world. And that's another thing that I might add. When I went to that concert at the Frank Irwin Center in Austin, I don't think they have shows there anymore, there were people of all ages, races, genders, and there were even a huge, large swath of transgender people there, from your total redneck, country boy, to a transgender, all hanging out, side by side, singing the same songs and enjoying the same music all together. It was a very unifying event. Right now, we are trying to be polarized and divided. And when you see stuff like that, it gives you some warm fuzzies inside. So the performance at ACL Live is open to South by Southwest badge holders only and available on a first-come, first-served basis depending on venue capability. Kovic, Callie Twisselman, Electra Mustaine, and the Brothers Moore will open the night. Okay, the entire event will be streamed live for free on Dollyverse by Eluvio. Additionally, the Dollyverse will release an exclusive selection of official and certified Dolly NFT collectibles, including limited edition of the NFTs of the Run Rose Run music album and a limited series of Dolly-inspired NFT artwork for purchase during and after South by Southwest. In-person attendees at Parton's performance will be able to claim a free NFT, while fans streaming the event will be able to receive tokens authenticating their participation. Dolly Parton said, "There's nothing more important to me than connecting with my fans, and I'm always almost always up for trying something new and different. Yes, Dolly and Willie both have very open minds, and she says, I'd say releasing NFTs at my first ever appearance at South by Southwest with James Patterson by my side definitely counts as new and different. Heck yeah, it does. So dates for Dollyverse Limited Run and a schedule of NFT drops and information regarding her appearance at ACL Live will be announced in the coming days. Dolly is a true pioneer who brings the highest level of quality, heart, and authenticity to everything she touches, says Scott Greenberg, CEO of Blockchain Labs, which is why she's the perfect person to introduce to the mainstream audience an easy-to-use Web3 experience that will live stream her South by Southwest event and provide them the opportunity to own and enjoy her music, not just a right to stream it, all designed to bring Dolly even closer to her fans. So, yeah, man, Dolly is the perfect person to bring this in, my wife, she puts up with me, but when she saw Dolly doing this and some of her friends saw Dolly doing this, they're kind of like, wow, maybe what her husband does has a little bit of merit to it. So let's take a quick look over at this Dollyverse and see what that looks like. So, loading. Welcome to Dollyverse. So it's built on the Eluvio blockchain and the Content Fabric network. I've never heard of this, and it's a type of network that allows for content distribution via NFTs. It sounds a lot, and it removes the need for content delivery networks and these large big server farms and all that stuff that Amazon and Netflix and Google use. It completely eliminates the need for that. And yeah, so let's go back in here, and here's the Dollyverse. Where is the menu? Where can I? Okay, so here's the NFT, Dollyverse Rose NFTs. To celebrate the opening of Dollyverse, wallet holders can claim one free Dollyverse Rose NFT. I ended up going back and buying one for $1. I think there was a 79-cent transaction fee, and then I saw on the open market there was one for $1. And then Dollyverse commemorative poster NFT, that one was $75. Dolly Parton's first performance at South by Southwest and the opening of the Dollyverse with this limited edition NFT poster. The Dollyverse commemorative poster NFT drops Friday, March 18th. Eluvio wallets that hold this NFT will get a free Dollyverse Replay Pass NFT, which grants access to an on-demand replay of Dolly's Austin City Limits concert. Cool, man. So on-demand access ends 30 days after the recorded event. Well, good thing I bought one. And then Run Rose Run. See, those are the things that NFTs can do. They can give you access without getting all your personal information. They don't get your credit card and your address and all this other stuff. They just see if you're holding an NFT. If you're holding the NFT, you get all these other privileges and access and other things that they may want to drop. And then here's her entire album, Run Rose Run, as an NFT album. So Dolly Parton has entered the metaverse. This limited edition of NFT of Dolly's new album, Run Rose Run, drops Friday, March 18th, 2022, yesterday, at 5:30. Eluvio wallets that hold this NFT will get a free airdrop of the Dollyverse Replay Pass NFT, which grants access to on-demand replay of Dolly's Austin City Limits concert. ACL Austin City Limits happens, I believe, in August or something, or September. Yeah, so Run Rose Run was produced by Dolly Parton with Richard Dennison and Tom Rutledge. Be sure to check out the new companion novel co-authored by Dolly Parton and James Patterson. So I guess he wrote a novel and she created the music for the novel. That's a kind of a cool concept, and I'm sure it's not the first time it's ever been done, but it's probably the first time it's been done using NFTs. So Dollyverse Replay Pass NFT. Missed the live stream? Dollyverse Replay Pass NFT drops a few days after the show. With this NFT, you can replay the show anytime you want for the next month. So yes, me and my wife can now watch. I'm sorry. The Austin City Limits show at South by Southwest, not part of the Austin City Limits Festival. I was confusing the two. Okay, so me and my wife can sit here and she can watch Dolly Parton play at South by Southwest because we now hold the NFT. So Eluvio wallets that hold the Dollyverse Replay Pass NFT will have access to on-demand replay of Dolly's March 18th, 2022 Austin City Limits concert, her first performance at South by Southwest. So yeah, man, pretty cool. So let's go take a look in this store. I will go into my wallet as well. All right, so here's the store, the marketplace, and my wallet. All right, so let's go take a look at this store right real quick. All right, here's the Dollyverse store, and I'll just wait for this to load here. It takes things a little longer to load while I'm live streaming, so I'll take a bite of my apple. All right. So you can see here the 3 available options. The Run Rose Run limited edition NFT album, which I bought for $30. And the cool thing about it is that it let me choose. I mean, you can buy by credit card. You can buy with Ethereum or Solana, and it automatically connects to your MetaMask browser wallet. So I had some Ethereum. I bought this album using Ethereum, and it connected to my MetaMask, and it did the conversion from dollars to Ethereum immediately. The gas was not bad at all. Very low gas price. And yeah, and here it is, the transaction on Etherscan, the transaction hash, and bam, success. So value, okay, yeah, this is the album. Transaction fee, $1.79, 29 Gwei. Gwei is the unit of measurement for the gas and for Ethereum. It's the subunit of Ethereum, just like sats, satoshis, are the subunit of Bitcoin, just like cents are the subunit of dollars. And 29 Gwei is not bad at all, especially when you're buying an NFT. So anyway, so where was I? Okay, so, and then I bought this $75 commemorative poster just because my wife is a fan of it. And I'll hold that for her and give that to her in some way, shape, or form once she starts to understand this technology. And then I was going to claim this Dollyverse Rose. I guess there's 3 available, but I think the date has passed, so I can no longer claim this. So let's see, low price 78 cents, high price. So let's see. Well, is it letting me claim this now? Because I already claimed one. Yeah, see, it wasn't letting me claim it, but I ended up seeing it on the listings right here. And I guess there were some people that just immediately just sold it, and I got one for $1, So, might as well, get this NFT commemorative, I guess, yeah, this commemorative NFT drop. Wow. Yeah, people are already selling them for up to $2,500, interesting. Yeah, because that's kind of how the NFT works. People are going to, some $10,000, and then another one for $8, another one for $5. So, the market is finding itself, and it'll be interesting to see if this does indeed become some rare collector's item, or if it just kind of flies away to the wind like a lot of NFTs. So let's see here. Activity. So Dollyverse Rose, and this is just the little free thing that they gave you at the show. It shows all the transactions of it. So let's go back to the store. Let's look at the album. All right. Here's the album, and see, it gives you the option to buy. It gives a little description of it. Welcome to Dollyverse, the special limited edition NFT of Dolly's new album, Run Rose Run, dropped Friday. It is Dolly's 48th studio album and her first album issued as an NFT. Okay, so the details, and it shows here where the media is on Content Fabric Network, the image URL. And let's see here. When I click on Buy Now, it allows you to pick how many of these you want to buy. And you can buy a trade from a collector, or you can buy it from directly minted. Let's see here, and here's all the past transactions of that. And when you click on this, it gives you the option to buy with credit card, to buy with your crypto wallet, like your browser wallet, or you can load your Eluvio wallet that you create whenever you log in. When you don't log in, you don't create an account. You kind of do, just with an email, but that's it. And you can load this wallet with money. I did not do that. I bought one of these things with a credit card and one of these things using my crypto wallet to test them out, and they both work beautifully. So yeah, I liked the idea that I could just like pay with my MetaMask wallet just instantly, even though that Eluvio blockchain is separate from Ethereum, it still makes it that seamless experience, because that is the problem with blockchains that we were running into, and that it's starting to be solved now, was the whole idea that you had to switch back and forth between networks, that all these blockchain networks and blockchains were just siloing each other. Like if you wanted something on Solana, you could not do it on Ethereum, and vice versa, you know. And now it seems like they're starting to build instant bridges back and forth between all these different blockchains. So yeah, let's go here to my wallet and let's take a quick look. The one thing that I need to figure out is where else. So here it is. I bought this Rose Drop. I bought the album, and I have the commemorative poster. And I will be able to replay this concert on my TV for, you know, I'll let my wife watch it. And we can sit around, and the kids like Dolly Parton too. So let's check it out here. Here's all her songs. I need to figure out where and how I can embed these songs in some of the players that I used. I mean, I'm just now literally figuring all this out right now this morning as I'm going along. So I don't have those answers yet. So yeah, that's what this show's about. So let's check out Firecracker, right? And yeah, here's the song Firecracker, and it's the NFT of it, and yeah. I wonder if YouTube is gonna flag me for this and like mute out that section. I'm like, YouTube, I own that. Yeah, I own that NFT, and that is me playing that. I have the rights to play that. I have the rights to distribute this now. So yeah, and then it shows the contract address right here on the Eluvio contract address. Actually, it's a 0x. There's the hash for it. Let's go take a look at this. See more on Eluvio Lookout. Is that their blockchain explorer? We shall find out. So the blockchain explorer is what that is that's the place, the website on for every blockchain has their own explorer, and it shows you every transaction. You can look up a wallet address and see what's in that wallet. That's the thing, is everything on the blockchain is transparent and auditable and permanent. So yeah, you can see all the different transactions, and look here, and then you can look at the details of the transaction. If you're ever wondering where your transaction is, if something's taken a while, if you want to see how much gas is used, if you want to prove you bought something, all you got to do is take that transaction hash or take the wallet address and go to the blockchain explorer. You can take a screenshot, send things to customer service or whatever you need to use it for. Yeah, and you can look at smart contracts, see if there's any flaws or vulnerabilities if you know how to understand that language. Yeah, and so here's Eluvio's blockchain explorer, and it shows all the different transactions. Let me see about validators, if there are. I want to see how many validators are on Eluvio because I'm curious. I don't know yet. I've never looked at the Eluvio blockchain explorer, so I don't want to sit here and poke around with it right now with you here on it. But the interesting thing is Eluvio, I started poking around into what Eluvio is, and let's see here. What is this Coinbase Commerce? Okay, is Eluvio connected with, so here's the receipt of my payment for that poster. So thank you, your payment is complete. Total ETH 0.02 7875. The exchange rate 1 ETH 29.4426. So I guess they used a Coinbase. I wonder. Okay, so Coinbase is a general term in the blockchain world. All right, and there's a Coinbase exchange that used that general term, and now the two a lot of times get confused. So I wonder if this is. I mean, it has the Coinbase logo, so I'm assuming that this. Coinbase has created a commerce arm rather than this just being the general term. So yeah, interesting. So there's the receipt for my payment, and then I can view payment, and it will take me over here to Etherscan, because I paid for this one on my MetaMask, and it shows me the transaction details. So I did pay for both. I'm sorry. on that. For the Rose NFT drop for the dollar payment, I did with my credit card. So yeah, so I did 2 transactions with MetaMask using my Ethereum, and 1 transaction for the dollar transaction using my credit card. So yeah, here's the address where I sent the Ethereum from, and then here's where it went to, and then here's the transaction hash that shows the proof of that, and then the block confirmations, and I could look up all those details if I ever needed to refer to that to maybe help prove my ownership or whatever. So here's the Illuvium blockchain. The Content Fabric is a content blockchain. Formerly, the Fabric is a decentralized application platform, DApp platform, and for just-in-time, low latency, high-quality content distribution, monetization, and asset servicing. The platform is purpose-built to serve content at scale, eliminating the need for individual cloud transcoding services, aggregation, content management, and content delivery networks. The nodes in the network all run the same open, bipartite, and decentralized protocol, which is both a blockchain and a content storage and distribution protocol that are intimately linked. The protocol is original, but is inspired by innovations in content-centric routing, just-in-time pipelined processing, and assembly code, in-object decentralized consensus, machine learning, and trustless crypto. The Content Fabric protocol serves active video content directly from source objects as live and on-demand streaming with dynamic sequences and transformations, as well as static imagery and data, all under the control of blockchain contracts that secure access to and versioning of the content. This decentralized and dynamic protocol is executing on nodes implemented in a global network and effectively replaces and consolidates many conventional functions, including live ingest, cloud origin, like cloud servers, live transcoding, content management encryption, digital rights management, program sequencing, rights and avails control, content delivery network streaming, and static content distribution. So the ways that Netflix and Amazon content streaming happens, this eliminates all these content delivery network platforms. So nodes may be public, serving end clients, or function privately in the network for publishing only, and execute the protocol under the control of a node contract that authenticates, authorizes, and certifies their work. Nodes are generally peered directly with all the major public clouds like Amazon Web Services and Azure. So that's probably a little weak point, I would say, because yesterday or a couple days ago I was talking about Kudos, which eliminates the need for Amazon Web Services and Azure and stuff like that. But I mean, that's really cutting edge technology. I don't think this is quite there. So anyway, nodes are typically peered directly with all the major public clouds, allowing for local ingest from cloud storage buckets, and have high capacity, multi-terabit per second. High capacity IP transit capacity for direct ingest of live content and distribution of streaming and static content to audiences. So how does it work? The Content Fabric network serves output such as adaptive bitrate streaming manifests and segments the static content through a just-in-time process that executes within the nodes in the network. This process relies on a low-level decentralized data storage and distribution protocol and is componentized object representation of media essence, metadata and code content called a content object. The content object is a data structure composed of references to the cryptographic hash signatures of binary parts that comprise the object. So there is, like I've said, past couple days, there are on-chain NFTs, and then there's NFTs that use the hash to reference it, because all the data, especially when you're doing video, would blow up a smart contract to the point that it's unusable. There are some on-chain NFTs, but the developers have to create very skinny smart contracts to do so. And so this Freaks and Guilds game I'm playing is an on-chain NFT. EtherOrcs is an on-chain NFT. Bored Ape Yacht Club is not an on-chain NFT. They use the cryptographic hash to compose references to where the data is stored. A lot of times on an Amazon Web Service. This kind of seems like how that's working, but I don't think that they are just storing the data on one Amazon Web Service. I think it's distributed to a lot of different servers and stuff like that. So anyway, then it gets into the details of how a lot of this stuff works. So let's take a quick look at our blockchain. Let's see here. All right. So anyway, a lot of this sounds a lot like Theta Network to me, because Theta Network is kind of doing a lot of the same type of stuff. It's eliminating the need for content delivery network. It has an ecosystem where people run the nodes and the edge nodes on their computers, and they can earn the T-Fuel token and for watching content, and then the content creators, like the platforms and stuff like that, pay for the Theta Network to distribute it by buying the T-Fuel tokens. So they buy them basically off of the viewers, and it's kind of this regenerative ecosystem. Anyway, so let's see here. NFTs. Okay, so I don't want to read that one yet. Let's see here. The Eluvio content fabric technology, how it works. And let's see, this is kind of the big diagram. I'll link all this stuff in the video description. But one thing here is MGM partners with Eluvio content fabric for next generation delivery. MGM is also partnered with Theta Network, and I'm just like, are they working together? How does this work? What's going on here? Eluvio today announced a multi-year agreement with Metro Golden Mayer, MGM, to extend the use of Eluvio content fabric to power MGM.com. And MGM Roar is what they're calling that platform. Their enhanced business-to-business platform, which provides MGM licensee partners the ability to experience new content, screenings, and marketing materials for the studio's vast library of films, TV shows, and digital assets. This effort improves MGM's operations and client experience and significantly expands upon initial work that Eluvio previously announced with MGM. They say, in quotes, "Our goal is to make it easy for business clients and prospects to watch and access our vast library from any location in the world," said Evan Scheffel, Executive Vice President and Global Head of Distribution Strategy and Operations at MGM. Geez, that was a mouthful. "We've been incredibly impressed with Eluvio's ability to help us launch and create new client-facing experiences with exceptional speed and quality, with tailored permissions and content rights enforcement to support pre-releases and screenings and more." And they're saying that Eluvio has the patents on a lot of this stuff, but Theta Network has like 6 patents or 7 patents on all this digital rights management, ownership, content delivery stuff. So I'm wondering where there's room for Eluvio to have patents in here too. Anyway, MGM is at the vanguard of technological innovation and entertainment quality. We're honored to help play a central role in executing their vision, said Michelle Munson, CEO and co-founder of Eluvio. This pandemic year precipitated the need to accelerate ways to directly monetize full libraries, reduce costs, streamline distribution workflows, and reposition for future innovation. The Eluvio content fabric was designed to do just that. Then they get into the details. The Eluvio content fabric is a global platform that enables just-in-time, low-latency content distribution, monetization, and asset servicing directly to consumers. Content is delivered directly from source as on-demand streams, live streams, and dynamic sequences without the use of cloud transcoding services, content delivery networks, aggregation services, or creating file copies. An embedded blockchain ledger, contract-backed content, and dynamic composition enable personalization, rights control, monetization, and the reuse of media and metadata across properties and devices. For MGM, the Eluvio content fabric is being used to support a variety of key initiatives for its virtual premiere and pre-release business-to-business sales platform, including the Roar screeners, the Roar pre-release, the Roar marketing, and the MGM licensing. So that's pretty interesting, man. And then the Eluvio has a webcast platform. And let's see, here's another article. Eluvio launches content fabric for internet video distribution. Eluvio Incorporation, this is back in 2019. This is the beginning of it. Today launched the Eluvio Content Fabric, a novel software platform that for owners to manage and distribute premium video live and on demand to consumers and business partners without content delivery networks. Without them. So it enables content owners to deliver ultra low latency and high quality video content and reduce their reliance on complex and costly transcoding services, cloud storage providers, and aggregators, because these content delivery networks a lot of times run into bottlenecks, especially if they're out in weird places where they're far away from the server farms and stuff like that. So it enables content owners to deliver ultra low latency, high quality video content and reduce their reliance on complex and costly transcoding services, cloud storage providers, and aggregators. Monetization, versioning, dynamic personalization, and rights control are intrinsic, making possible a whole new class of entertainment experience. Eluvio's content fabric's patent pending architecture was created by a team led by Michelle Munson and Serban Simu, the founders of Aspera and inventors of fast file transport protocol, recognizing inefficiencies and costs associated with video delivery. And that's probably why Netflix keeps jacking up the price on you a lot of times. They founded Eluvio to address some of the hardest challenges facing today's premium content owners. The Eluvio Content Fabric is a global software overlay network that enables just-in-time video distribution directly from the source, stream, or file. It eliminates the need to create additional copies of files used in distribution networks or storage facilities using a novel representation of media, NFT, and data protocol implemented in a blockchain network to create a transformational direct-to-consumer media distribution platform. Eluvio has pioneered innovation in content-centric design, blockchain data protocols, machine learning, in-network processing and transport, and programmable media to create the Eluvio Content Fabric. So, yeah, this is like my first time to ever hear about Eluvio. It's based in Berkeley, California. It aims to transform the management, distribution, and economics of premium video for content owners globally using content-centric networking. I did, in one of these descriptions somewhere in here, hear them refer to the inter-blockchain communication, which is IBC protocol, which is part of the Cosmos ecosystem and the Tendermint software development kit. I wonder if they're using this to build the Eluvio blockchain. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's some of the similar language, although they've never explicitly said it. And it's just a publication here. So anyway, it got me to asking these questions. Eluvio versus Theta. And then here's some Reddit threads and stuff like this. This is called Teddit, not Reddit. And then here's the Reddit thread, Eluvio versus Theta. So this is an ongoing question, it seems to be, with the Theta people and the Eluvio people. Hello, Thetanians, I guess. I never heard that term, but are you guys familiar with the Eluv.io project? Eluvio, it's a project that basically works on decentralized network with bandwidth content sharing mechanism. They already have 5 patents in regard to this. Wow. The thing is I'm trying to figure out if it works without blockchain being compulsory. Reason being, with their pattern, they could very well just run their software to established decentralized streaming network. Interestingly, they did mention blockchain as part of their architecture. Just recently, they live streamed Black Eyed Peas concert. This project closely resembles Theta, and some of the investors seem to be linked or have connections to Theta investors. They're both geographically in a similar area. I think Theta is in San Jose. Berkeley is not too far. In simple summary, based on the patents, is the setup going to be the following? Front end equals software, the front end taken care of by Eluvio, and the back end, the backbone, is the blockchain taken care of by Theta. Any technical whiz could interpret the patents and workings of Eluvio and Theta to give us clarity, ? Credits to T-Fuel from Twitter for finding out the project and connections. I'm not trying to create FUD, but to understand this project, probable competitors in the space, and global adoption scale. So, I mean, is this going to be integration or competition? Somebody said if that is the right answer, it's an amazing thing. So let's see here. Buddy Baldo says, every chance to me they're using Theta. They're using Theta, not competing. Yeah, and it sounds, everything that this Eluvio platform described sounds exactly like Theta, and they claim to have all these patents. Well, Theta has all these patents, and it sounds like they are using Theta as the backbone. I could be wrong. But, to me, this is very bullish on Theta, and if Eluvio is the face of Theta, more power to them, So anyway, so many reasons. The first 2 big concerts are Black Eyed Peas and Rita Ora, both CAA represented artists. And CAA is they own a Theta validator, and CAA validator node on Theta. They mention utilizing blockchain and that it is Ethereum compliant. They sell tickets as part of the blockchain and also discuss other use of NFTs. I think that they are a public-facing software overlay that exists between artists and the virtual hardware of Theta Network. I kind of agree, because I've read through a lot of these patents about digital rights management and NFTs and stuff like that on the Theta Network, and they sound almost exactly the same as what I'm reading here about this Eluvio network. So I think that Theta Network may be the back, and now that they're saying the Black Eyed Peas and Rita Ora are CAA represented artists, and CAA runs the validator node on Theta, and so does MGM runs the validator node on Theta. Yeah, man, the pieces are all fitting together. And then somebody said, if that's the right answer, it's an amazing thing. But if Theta supported this transmission, it's sad that this support stays behind the curtain. Well, they're not going to tell us. They are trying to work out all this before a big rollout. I think they're trying not to jack up the price of their token too much, honestly. And I think this may possibly speculatively be a reason why the price has been pushed down after it got way up to $20. Because they're trying to get all this stuff rolled out. Then Speckled Peasant said there would be a reason for this, and if Theta, and if that is the case, it benefits anyone who is a holder now because it would blow the project out of the water in terms of the amount of people wanting to buy in. Yeah, and I think that's probably the reason for the price suppression. So they can get all this rolled out and done before it becomes too expensive. I've noticed that many nodes were disconnected a day before the show on network statistics. It makes no sense if Theta and Eluvio are working in partnership. Just to add to the discussion. Then Buddy Beludo said the content was filmed the week before it was shown on the date of the filming. The nodes spiked at 200K, the Theta nodes. They said, okay, but what the need of the nodes to record the show? Nodes aren't more useful on the broadcast. I don't get it. And then Buddy says, if you watch some of her presentations, she talks about the content being stored in the nodes for access at later dates. I believe they filmed live on the network for their own testing purposes, as well as using the network to access the content at a later date. And then they responses. So you're saying Eluvio allows content caching extensively? Interesting. I know Theta does, since that's how the content delivery networks are supposedly shared amongst the node. Interesting. And then somebody else says, yes, the connection between them is actually CAA, hence why I really wanted to know if it's a separate piece of tech or it needs Theta to succeed. This crucial piece of info. I'm unable to decipher nor understand correctly from their patents and workings if both technologies complement rather than compete. As per T-Fuel X1000, he mentioned that they actually do complement each other, but I just don't know how. Hence why I opened this thread in the hopes that some techie could unravel it. Unless, of course, Eluvio decides to utilize a different blockchain. And Theta is also compatible with Ethereum in much the same seamless way that Eluvio is. And so this is another thing. But here's where Theta shines. The fourth patent is the one that differentiates it from all of the blockchains. Micropayment, T-Fuel rewarding system is what Eluvio might be needing. Eluvio uses this ELV ticket for a rewarding system. Hence why I believe that Theta's incoming fourth patent is actually very, very important. This was 9 months ago, so this has already happened. Interestingly enough, this is the only patent that was rejected and reapplied. I'm not sure why. Perhaps this could be the reason why Mitch Liu, the CEO, and the team of Theta are waiting to list Theta in Coinbase and go all out right after the fourth patent officially gets granted, which I believe would be early in July 2021. Anyway, this thread goes on and on. I will put this thread in the video description. I'm going way over time here, but this is just so much and so much alpha, I think, especially for Theta holders. Theta versus Eluvio on the Reddit. Why is Eluvio a much smaller operation than Theta, getting Fox, MGM, and Sony and others to use their video platform instead of Theta's superior app? Well, I think, and because Fox, MGM, and Sony, they all have Theta node validators. They all run them. So I think it's one and the same, or they're working together. It might be time to look into it a little bit more. Commenter said, speaking objectively, Theta TV is terrible in more ways than one. I agree. When people bring this up, our community says, do your own research. Theta TV is just a beta test. We're not trying to become the next YouTube, etc. But we don't get to talk and explain this to the Fox, MGM, Sony, etc. corporates of the world. They see Theta TV for what it is right now, face value. Then they look at the node network and traffic and compare it to Eluvio or using Amazon Web Services and the new Amazon Alexa connected supercomputer that you can't opt out of if you didn't opt out at a prior date. They can pay Miss Smith $0 to share their home bandwidth because they aren't aware or tech savvy, and they have a smart family smart device. This will also be expanded with IoT tech. Then somebody else said Eluvio is using what they call their fabric, but after looking into this, it simply has to be Theta Network that is the underlying blockchain. I know, because fabric is kind of an elusive term. I think it's the Theta Network. Since CEO talks about smart contracts, DRM, nodes all over the globe, considering that Eluvio.io partnerships have partnerships that align with Theta's, it seems to add up. I could be wrong because nothing has been officially stated, but this could be the game-changing announcement that Mitch held on to. Who knows? Since Eluvio doesn't go into the blockchain and distributed content delivery, but keeps talking about being an overlayer, well, to me, that's more than meets the eye. Yeah. So a lot of people are going back and forth about whether this is, an integration of Theta Network or a competitor to Theta Network. I will link all these conversations in the video description. I'm out of time, but this is some super interesting alpha stuff going on here. And it all started out with just kind of looking into Dolly Parton. And this is where I went down the rabbit hole this morning when I woke up at 5:30 and I came down here to just look at this NFT and see if it's worth buying or not, and I ended up buying it all. So all right, well, that being said, I will come back to this and I will do some more research on this topic, because I have been a holder of Theta Network since it was worth like 12 cents, so the Theta token, and if this is the case, it could be very bullish for me, so we'll see what's going on. All right, well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll see what else happens in the blockchain space. All right, so that being said, do I have anything else? No other updates. All right. Well, I will talk to you tomorrow. Let's see here. There. Thank you for making it to the end of this program. If you actually like this content, give a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more, just hit the subscribe button. I'm available on YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute, and on all the major podcasting platforms in audio version. Spotify specifically. If you would like to follow and leave a review, that would help a lot. I am also available on Twitter at EurekaJohn1. That's EUREKA John, JOHN, and the number 1. My DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks again.